Okay, so now we're listening to Quiet Storm. He's talking about Angie Stone's estate, Diamond Michael, and this Shayna person who has infiltrated their life. And I don't know if that's the doctor that's on the phone or if that's just a caller, but the Bible says that you are supposed to leave an inheritance for your children's children, which means the grandchildren. That's what the word says, and that is a part of legacy. It's not about the money, but we have to have money in order to survive. And if you have children, anybody knows that, and you pass away, and if you leave assets behind, those assets are going to go to the kids. The entitlement part is that because they probably lived a good life while their mom was alive, that's why they have that entitlement attitude, and they're not going about things properly as far as settling the estate. Like everybody is trying to warn them, they moving too fast listening to the Shayna person, because it takes a little time for an estate to get settled if you do it properly. And the gentleman on Quiet Storm, he makes a very valid point. Shayna don't want no lawyers involved because the lawyers are going to look out for the interest of Diamond and Michael. And that lets me know that they're limited and ignorant and uneducated, because they should want the lawyer to settle the estate. Now, if they decide they want her to have something after the estate is settled and properly, ended, then that's their choice. Nobody could talk about that. But people are trying to get them to see, first off, this woman is no kin to you. Where is your blood relatives at? You guys have any blood relatives? I heard I'm gonna see if I can find that video where one of the vloggers on podcast had called Angie's first cousin. She was one of the people in the van, the Sprinter van, when it flipped over. Now, this was Angie's first cousin. They obviously had to be close because she insisted that Angie go on this trip with her. As he was talking to her and questioning her, she really had no knowledge of Angie's personal affairs, and I get that because she lived one place and Angie's another place with her family. And she said the way the interview was going, she seemed not to really be in her personal affairs like that, but you could tell they loved each other because Angie wanted her there with her. She also shared feeling uncomfortable about what was going on in the house. And the gentleman that was interviewing her, he knew more about her and the filing of the estate than the cousin did, this first cousin. So black people, that's why we're always on here talking about financial literacy, trust, wills, this very thing right here. Now, everybody's talking about Angie's legacy. This is destroying her legacy because things are not properly in order. I sold life insurance, so I know it from both ends of offering the products and what the outcome is once somebody is deceased. This is a ghetto hot mess. So Angie's legacy is being destroyed. What legacy is she going to have? And whoever this is that's talking about her music is the legacy, how is her music a legacy? Evidently, you have not been listening. They're telling you most of her music has been stolen. And she wasn't even aware that a lot of her music, her catalogs aren't even in her name. That's what Stone Paxton was doing when Angie reached out to him. He was trying to track down her music. So obviously people, before you know, we jump into conversation, because I usually don't do this, but I love Angie Stone. I gravitate to her. I've been listening to her music. I think she's a little older than me, and I just loved her as her soulful music. She's been around forever. So legacy, don't. It's not about the money. People are talking about trying to protect her children, and so that their inheritance, which is their inheritance, is due to them. They are entitled to that. Yes, they are. Her children are entitled to whatever she leaves behind. But Diamond and Michael should be honored that the elders are coming together and concerned about their welfare. Like I always tell my kids, you don't have to agree with everything that I'm saying to you, but do your research. People would not be stepping up and sticking their neck out if there wasn't a concern. So what I'm going to say to Diamond and Michael, and I'm just an everyday person, you need to listen. You need to listen. Nobody knows what kind of relationship y'all had in the house, and so your mom, seems like your mom was a loving person, and she took this person in because Michael brought her home with a little kid, and so Angie just went with it. That's what it sounds like. But you guys really need to open your eyes and listen to what people are trying to tell you. Nobody is gonna, like the old people used to say, if I didn't love you, I would say nothing. That's what my daddy used to say. I'm not gonna tell you nothing wrong. Stone Paxton is not gonna tell you nothing wrong. All of the other people that are giving you a word of caution are not gonna tell you anything wrong. But you're so arrogant and think you know so much, you want to challenge people, and you're gonna cut your own throat. That's what's gonna happen, because believe me, white folks don't give a damn about Angie Stone, me, you, and nobody else. If it's some money and y'all screw up and make a mistake, guess what? The state gonna take it all. What little she has left, and her music, that obviously wasn't in order. So the state, whoever has taken her music and put their name to it, y'all don't have the wherewithal to do all that tracking like Stone Paxton was getting ready to do, and then you can't get along with attorneys, Shayna. Why you don't want no attorneys in there to handle things? Lawyers know what they're doing. Sometimes we can be smart, but we don't know everything. The smartest thing is, even if you're being greedy, and even if you're on a money grab, the smartest thing is to step back and let a professional handle everything. So whoever that is on this call on Quiet Storm, you need to know what you're talking about before you speak, because the Bible says we leave our children's children an inheritance. So we leave our children an inheritance if we can, and the inheritance should be so great that our children's children, our grandchildren, even inherit. But again, I'm going to say it, and I'm not going to stop saying it. Black people, they so ignorant, got that slavery mentality. You still got that slavery mentality. So jealous and ignorant and greedy that you're going to hurt yourself, and you're going to knock yourself out of your own inheritance, or you don't even know how to put together a proper inheritance. So, yeah, now you all that got me upset, because people need to speak on things that they know. All right.